Welcome back to this series on building a full-stack application with React and FastAPI. In the previous episode, we secured our routes with JWT and protected the dashboard. Today, we'll make our app more robust by handling API errors like 401 and 403 and properly managing token expiration. By the end, our application will react gracefully when the user loses access. Right now, if we go to our employee API file, if a request fails due to an invalid token or expired session, the app just shows a generic error or crash. In production, we need to detect unauthorized access and guide the user to log in again. This prevents confusion and improves security and the user experience. So let's update this API module for authorization. So basically, with adding response.status checks to the code so that we can return specific errors based on that status. For example, the status property holds the HTTP status codes, and we're checking to see if it's a 401. If it is, then we'll have the error message be unauthorized token may be expired. And if it's a 403, we'll have the error saying forbidden, you do not have access. And we've already had this response of OK, which will return fail to fetch employees. So these are the two checks that we're adding here. And that's it for this file. Now let's update our app.txx file for error handling. So let's go to app.txx, and in our load employees function, what we currently have in our catch block here is set error to unable to load employee data. Now let's set the error based on the actual error that we get. So now here's our updated load employees function. So basically what we're doing is setting up a constant message here to an instance of the error object. And if the message includes unauthorized, we'll set the token to null, which is basically log out the user. And then we'll set the error to session expired, please log in again. But if the message includes a forbidden, then we'll set the error to you do not have permission to view this page. And then if anything else, then we'll just set the error to unable to load employee data. So in general, if the token expires, we automatically log out the user and display a friendly message. Forbidden errors display a clear permission message, and all other errors fall back to a generic notice. Now, as an option, we can also go to our protected root module and add an update, for example, to ensure users are immediately redirected to the login page if their session ends. We can, it's already doing that here, but what we can do is, let's say, put an alert or pop-up box here. For example, we can do alert, session expired, please log in. We can do something like this. This will just give you an alert box that tell you that the session expired right before it navigates back to the login screen. Now let's put these changes to the test by running the application and see how they work. So if we go to our browser and go to localhost port 5173, we'd end up in our home page. That's the public area. So basically right now, we're not logged in. So if we click on the link to go to login, if we enter our credential, let's say we put in a bad password, so we should get like a login failed. Now, if we put in the correct password, we should go to the dashboard. At this point, that seems to be working as expected. Let's say we just wanted to go back home. We're already logged in, so we're allowed to go to the dashboard. Now to test our expiration, token expiration timeout, let's wait about 20 minutes. I think this is the backend API is set for 20-minute expiration time. So we'll wait for that. And we'll come back here and refresh the screen and see how this works. Now let's return to our dashboard and we'll click on the refresh button. And we should get the session expired. Please log in again. So this is the alert box that we had included. Now if we close it, it should take us to the login page. Here we go. Now let's return back to our code and commit our changes and push those changes to GitHub. So let's add a message handling API errors and manage token expiration. We'll hit commit. And then we'll sync the changes so that it pushes it to GitHub. Error handling transforms a basic app into a robust, production-ready system. Users are guided, security is enforced, and debugging becomes much easier. This is a critical step before deployment. In the next episode, we'll configure environment variables for development and production. This allows us to switch between local and deployed APIs without touching code. It's essential setup for deployment readiness. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already done so. See you in the next episode.